Is AI secretly killing your career? Now, that's a pretty intense question, right? But new research suggests the very tool we think is helping us might actually be holding us back. In this explainer, we're going to unpack a study that could totally change how you use AI at work.
And here's the crazy part. The report we're about to dive into, almost nobody knows about it. We're talking like 99% of professionals have no clue this even exists, which means they're missing a critical piece of the whole AI puzzle. And that report brings up a really uncomfortable question. Is the very tool you're using to get ahead secretly killing your productivity?
Well, let's find out. Okay, so this all comes from a recent and honestly a kind of disturbing experiment. It's basically a tale of two coders, and it was run by Anthropic, the major AI company behind Claude. So this isn't some random tiny study. This is coming right from the heart of the AI industry. So here's how they did it. They got 52 developers together and gave them a single challenge: learn a brand new concept. The whole point was to level the playing field, right? No one had a head start. Everybody was a total beginner.
So they split these developers into two groups. First, you had the control group. They did things the old school way, coding everything by hand, no outside help. Then you have the AI group. They got to use a powerful AI assistant to help generate code. Pretty simple, right? A straight-up comparison.
And now for the results. This is where things get really interesting. See, on the surface, the AI group looked like the clear winners. They finished the task way faster. But, and this is a big but, that speed came at a serious hidden cost.
So after they finished, they tested both groups on the exact code they had just written. And the results? Whoa. They were stark. The coders who did it by hand scored a 67%, which is pretty good. But the AI users, they only got a 50%. That is a massive performance gap. To put that into perspective for you, in a classroom, that's like the difference between a D and a B-. We are talking 2 full letter grades lower on the same test about the code they literally just built. Something is really not right here. This uncovers what you could call the AI blind spot. I mean, why did this happen? How is it possible that all that speed from the AI assistant didn't translate into real, actual understanding? Well, the answer is wild. The biggest gap, the place where they totally fell apart, wasn't just general knowledge, it was debugging. Think about that for a second. The people who used AI could not find mistakes in their own code. Code they had just finished. It's like the knowledge just went in one ear and out the other. And here's a big part of the reason why. Get this. A full 30% of their time wasn't even spent coding or learning. It was just wasted. Wasted typing prompts, trying to wrestle the right answer out of the AI. They were spending their time managing a tool, not internalizing a skill. And that leads to a pretty powerful, kind of chilling conclusion. They thought they were using this amazing tool to be more efficient, but in reality, they just became servants to the tool. So really, they didn't use AI. AI used them. They basically outsourced their thinking, and in the process, they outsourced their learning too. But hold on, because the story isn't that simple. This is the part that really changes everything, where we find the secret, the teacher versus tool difference. Because as it turns out, not every single person in that AI group failed. A small group of them performed just as well as the people coding by hand.
Okay, so how'd they pull it off? It all came down to mindset. The group that failed treated AI like a replacement. They just asked for the code, copied it, plugged it in, and moved on. Totally passive. But the successful folks, they treated the AI like a teacher. They didn't just accept the output, they actively questioned it. They made the AI explain itself.
And their winning strategy is actually super simple, but it's also really profound. Step 1, yeah, sure, let the AI generate the initial work. But then, and this is the absolute game changer, they'd make the AI explain why that code works. And they didn't stop there. They'd also make it explain how it got to that answer. They didn't just want the answer, they wanted the lesson. So this whole experiment really points to a much bigger, much deeper question about the future of thinking itself. What we're seeing here is a tiny snapshot of a massive shift that's happening all around us. What happens to our own abilities when our tools become this good at thinking for us? I mean, think about it like this. Most of us humans, we can't hunt anymore. Not really. We've outsourced that skill for so long that, let's be honest, most of us would be completely lost. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. We've built a whole world where you don't need to know how to hunt to survive. So the question is, what if coding is going the same way? What if it's becoming the next hunting?
a skill we just outsource to a tool.
And okay, if coding is on the chopping block today, what about writing? I mean, that's one of our most fundamental skills for communication, for thinking clearly.
And if you follow that chain of logic, what if thinking itself is next?
And that leaves us with one last, and maybe the most important question of all. If AI starts doing our thinking for us, and our own skills start to fade away, just like our ability to hunt, who's left to catch the AI when it makes a mistake? Who's going to be there to debug the machine's thinking? That's the huge challenge this study puts right in front of us. And honestly, there is no easy answer to that.